The ultimate showdown. 2 writers, 2 fanfiction scripts. And only you can choose which one wins. It's the fanfiction showdown.
Hello and welcome to the Fanfiction Showdown. I am your host, Ben O'Brien. Fanfiction Showdown is a show where 2 script writers have an epic battle, fanfiction battle to the death. How do we know who wins? You vote. That's correct. The chat, you all will get a URL and you're all going to vote on which script we like better. Okay, so we got 2 contestants tonight. 2 probably the least special guests I could ever have, but then 1 truly special guest with us today to play the part of Mary Berry tonight. Please welcome to the show, musician Geoff Graham.
Good evening.
Hey, Geoff. So glad that you could be a part of the show.
So happy to be here.
The host.
Robbie, shut the fuck up, dude.
So happy to be here.
I just want to say that I didn't jump in and Robbie did, so that's...
Let Geoff talk. Hi, Geoff.
Hi, Ben. How are you, Ben?
What's that behind you?
Oh, we got a couple guitars and stuff, and then we got a poster of Julie Cruz.
That's cool, man. You're fucking cool.
Hey, thanks.
If you guys think Jeff's cool, just go on. He just recently released an album. Go on to Spotify, search for Geoff Graham. That's Geoff Graham. I believe a very English spelling, in fact, which is appropriate.
Yeah, it's kind of a it's British Anglo.
Yeah, and
Graham
then,
like the cracker.
And check it out. You can also go to eastrecords.com and get the vinyl. That's EHSErecords.com, and that's Geoff. Hi, Geoff.
Next?
Jeff, were you named after the Geomancer from the Valiant comics?
So happy to be. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got the red. So.
All right, so I put up a red card for the people that couldn't see.
That's a red card.
I know, Captain Howdy. I know my lighting is weird, so please stop chatting me about it. Okay.
I think it's beautiful.
Well, thank you. I'm in a weird place right now. If my internet goes out, which it might, then if I'm gone for any amount of time, Cricket is my. She becomes the host.
Oh my God.
Let me. I would like to. Can we?
That's because she's my second. She's my second best friend. And Geoff, I actually forgot to say, Geoff, he's not written on here, but I think I'm putting him in at number 28 because I forgot about Geoff when I was.
I would really like to talk about this whole thing.
What a coincidence!
28 is pretty good. Now, I don't hope your internet goes out, but if it doesn't, I want to do a really good job.
Cricket, I haven't even introduced you yet.
Oh.
Okay,
Cricket.
so no, not yet. Nope. Okay, so
Cricket's
first
in trouble, so I should be the host.
Fuck up.
No, Robbie, I'm the host.
These are the last people in the world that I would ever want to introduce you to. But here they are. Our first contestant, he's somebody that I'm in constant contact with. He's my 5th best friend. Please welcome to the show, Robbie Ratcliffe.
Welcome to the show, Ben. I hope that I can be the host when the computer goes out for you, and I can step in and I can use my host powers to do what I want, to make the show how I want.
That's exactly why I'm going to be a really good host.
Shut up, Cricket. Shut up, you guys. How many times do I have to tell you? Do not talk until you're introduced. It's unprofessional. It makes this look sloppy and stupid.
Right. But it also gets you points.
Can you introduce me?
Towards
how many times? And everything that happens on the show reflects poorly, most of all on me. Okay, because I am the most famous one. Okay, now our next special guest that is our contestant for the show that maybe you've heard speak already. Please welcome to the show, Cricket Harrison. Cricket Harrison, welcome to the show.
Hi, Ben. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here on the show that I created.
Great. Cricket created the show. I did not. I just host it and take the kind of responsibility.
But I just want to say I do think of it as art.
Great.
Okay,
great.
but I just want to point out that you don't get points for making the show.
Okay, well, I just want to point that you don't get points for making a drawing, which is something you introduced to the show, even though I was the show creator. So.
Yes.
But I do love your drawings.
I really need to do things my way, otherwise I freak out.
Speaking of...
That's fine. I'm here for that. That's why I'm really excited whenever your drawings come, even though they're not technically part of the show. But I love them.
Okay, so speaking of drawings, Robbie, do you have a drawing even though you're not supposed to? Okay.
So let's take a look. Let's take a look before we get to the rules. Before we get to this is a.
Oh, I don't know if I've even said tonight we're doing Great British Bake Off. Everyone knows that. It was in the soak.
I think all you have to do is take a good long look at this drawing and know exactly what the fuck is about to happen.
I remember that episode
because this is a stack of pancakes. I love pancakes.
All right.
Wait, I just want to say something.
Cricket, you have a second.
Okay, I didn't do a drawing, but I did do a collage.
Oh my God, you did a real life collage?
Oh, there's Mary.
That's not a collage, it's just a printout.
No, there's elements. There's collage elements.
Cricket, this is
there's
weird.
Some dirt and moss on that.
No, it's all edible. This is rice, and these are beans, and this is garlic, and then this is some weird old leaves that were dead in my refrigerator.
So it would have made more sense if it was baking ingredients.
Well, you can bake. You actually put dry beans and rice in the bottom of a pie crust when you blind bake it.
I get the points for this.
Oh, we're getting a red card.
Oh,
you gotta watch for that. Card. Both of what you guys do with the drawings disturbs me, and they cancels each other out, and it's like we shouldn't even do it because it wastes time. But I'm glad that you guys did. Okay, thanks so much, guys. All right, let's go on to the rules. Welcome to the show, Robbie. Thank you.
Thank you.
The rules. Fan Fiction Showdown. You can read the overall rules when you want to, but the Great British Bake Off rules are: the technical challenge is that they have to recreate the scene from Star Wars where Han Solo cuts open a dead tauntaun and stuffs Luke Skywalker inside but with cinnamon buns. That's the showstopper that's going to happen. The technical challenge. The next rule: this has to be in both scripts. Mary Berry shows everyone the David S. Pumpkins video on her phone. Next rule: the word scrumptious or scrummy is said by Mary Berry 5 times in one sentence. Chetna says the word turmeric, and it makes Paul's eyes bleed. Paul's congratulatory handshake loses all of its allure. The hosts are floating dead in a swimming pool, and it keeps being mentioned like it's funny. Chetna is slowly turning invisible. Paul Hollywood won't stop talking about how he's David Bowie's cousin, even though everyone knows he's lying. And lastly, everyone levitates. So all of these things have to be included. Every time you get a rule, I give you a green card. We get a little ding sound. Bingo, bango. And if you don't include one, that's a huge penalty, and the voters will be responding to that. So
got it.
Everybody have that. Now, how do we figure out who goes first?
Oh, I know.
I think
that's why I'm going to be a good
I win the
It's
drawing
a
contest.
coin
in
toss.
Most cases.
There wasn't a drawing contest.
Time for the coin toss.
I win the drawing contest, so I get
seems
to
like
go
a good
first. Because
it's a coin toss.
Because if you go first, you're the winner.
It's a coin toss. We're wasting time.
Okay.
And we need to move on to the coin toss
then
music.
Show us a red card.
Who is it?
It's Cricket.
Yes. Oh. I'm going first. I intend to break the pattern. Every week, the person who's gone second has won every single week, and I'm going to be the one who breaks the neck of that bad beast.
All right.
So is it time for my script?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, if everyone could get their scripts, then I have a little surprise for you that I just thought up that is probably going to get me in trouble. Because I didn't tell anyone, but you were saying last week that you wanted to be a character, and so I was wondering if maybe you wanted to read Chetna in my script.
Am I allowed?
Yeah, I think you're.
But it won't have a picture next to me, right?
It won't have the picture, but I think you should do it. That's why I'm going to get in trouble. No, please.
This doesn't make any sense.
No, I want you to. I was going to read chat note, but Ben, I want you to read chat note.
All right. And
then I'm going to read the voiceover.
Okay, cool.
There's no stage distractions. I'm going to read the voiceover. No, it's okay. It's good. Okay, and then Robbie, I want you to read Paul Hollywood, and Jeff,
the Brits would say.
Jeff, you're going to be reading Mary Berry.
Thank
you, Ben.
Hey, thank you, Cricket.
Am I reading British accent or American accent
definitely.
somewhere?
British accent.
Yeah, I think we have to take advantage of the fact that a British accent is one of the few accents we're allowed to do. So let's go ahead and let's get it going.
Okay, so my script is called episode 100 million, buns. Interior baking tent, year 4041.
Good morning, bakers.
Paul Hollywood has just said good morning.
Good day.
Mary Berry, contradicting Paul, has indicated that it is not morning, but midday.
Baking is best done hot.
Paul is right. Baking implies heat, but he is off his game, distracted by the reminder that the universe will eventually disperse all heat, spreading ever wider, slowing down. This makes him feel small. He loves his body, but it will not be his forever. His legs, arms will scatter across galaxies. His jowls will someday be unrecognizable, cold particles, so far away from England that his limited mind can't conceive of such great distance.
I thought we'd start with something fun today.
Mary Berry is lying. She doesn't want fun. She wants the constant voice in her mind to stop. She wants just a moment of true silence. She wants to sink under cool water. She wants blankness, nothingness. Like Mel and Sue, they have blankness now. They are floating in the pool just outside the tent. Mary Berry laughs a little to herself at that. Maybe fun isn't so bad after all.
We couldn't bake stuff if there weren't a world to bake stuff in. What's baking? Well, every time we bake, we start with the idea of baking. Baking is simply taking that idea and pushing it over into the part of the world that we can touch. Now, it's important to remember that this idea is just as much as part of this world as the physical cake we bake. You can't touch an idea, but you can touch a cake. But you can't have a cake without an idea.
But that's exactly what Mary Berry wants. Just a cake with no idea of one. A simple cake without this echo in her brain of different, better cakes. Cakes that could have been. Cakes that were. Other people's cakes that started from better ideas and wound up as better cakes. It's not cakes that torture Mary at night. It's ideas.
The more we remember that we're not creating per se, but just moving something that has already existed from the category abstract idea into the category physical cake, the better our baking is.
Mary Berry feels the vulgar thump of her own heart inside her. She hates it, hates the messy internal processes that keep her alive. How is it possible that her heart is part of her when she has no control over it?
I don't have any lines.
No, you're gonna get some lines, Robbie. It's pacing. It's like, this is a moody script. I departed from my norm.
Paul's the best character.
It's philosophical.
He should have the most.
Paul's gonna have lines. Paul's gonna have lines.
Shall I continue?
Jeff, you're doing a really good job, and I love your accent. You're really channeling Mary Berry.
Oh, thank you.
I thought we were really in a flow there, and Robbie interrupted, which is okay. But I just want to keep going. You're gonna have some lines. You're gonna have some lines.
I need to be able to do what I want.
Okay, so
I'm also you told me I was gonna play Chetna, and I also should have lines. But
you'll have lines. Chetna's here.
Cool.
I almost feel like I have a lot of lines.
You do, yeah. You're the star. So let's get back to it. You're doing a great job. So let's take it from your line.
The best illustration of the transformation from idea world to touching world is the David S. Pumpkins sketch from the American comedy program Saturday Night Live. It was an idea, and importantly, it was an idea that no one much cared for or understood. But then they said, even though we don't like this idea, we've decided to make it something we can touch. And so they made a sketch using real human bodies. Once the idea was real, it went from being misunderstood to being very loved. Your job today as bakers is to do the same thing, but with cake.
The confidence in Mary Berry's voice as she talks about David S. Pumpkins is contradicted by the tremble in her hand as she reaches towards the contestants to show them the comedy sketch on her phone. The pumpkin dancing man unsettles her. Is he still just an idea? Is he real? Is she real?
Thank you. As Mary said, it's time for the technical challenge.
That was really beautiful, Robbie. I really loved the way you read
Just
that
hurry
one.
up, because I have more lines and need to get to those.
Paul Hollywood has just indicated that it's time for the technical challenge.
My cousin David. Bit of an eccentric, that one, but a lovable chap. He was the inspiration for this challenge. He was the inspiration for this challenge. He was the inspiration for this challenge. Maybe you've heard of him.
You got it. Yeah.
Stop. Maybe you've heard of him. Don't like to drop names, but it's David Bowie, Spiders from Mars and all that.
Paul doesn't know why he's lying once again. Is it nerves? But he loves his nerves. They are the reason he's able to feel the glorious sensations of being alive. The press of the earth underneath his feet, the cool air buzzing around his thick, powerful fingers. These are the things he'll miss when he's gone. These things too precious to name out loud, too tender to expose to strangers. Maybe that's why he relies on this falsehood that David Bowie is his cousin. It distracts everyone from the fact that he is in love with what it feels like to exist within his own skin.
Now don't worry. The challenge isn't literally about cousin David, but I was thinking David Bowie wrote songs about space. And then someone made a movie about space, a little movie that we called Star Wars. So what if we baked cakes about that movie? And that's why the technical challenge is to use the cinnamon buns to recreate the scene from Star Wars where Han Solo cuts open a dead Tauntaun and stuffs Luke Skywalker inside. I think cousin Davy would very much have liked that.
This was not the plan. The challenge was supposed to be to make cinnamon buns, but with nutmeg. Why did Paul say it? What moment did this idea become speech, and when would the speech solidify and become cinnamon buns? You can touch speech, you know. Sound is particles being pushed around. So in a sense, when you hold out your hand and whisper to it, hello, hello, you are touching your own speech. Yes, you can touch it, but you can't feel it. But you can touch a cinnamon bun, even if it is shaped like a tauntaun. Paul is getting upset, but then he remembers Mel and Sue floating in the pool outside. They can't speak anymore, but he still can. Paul Hollywood, body haver. He laughs a little.
Bakers, hurry up with the technical challenge. Bakers, hurry up. Bakers, hurry up.
Go ahead. Come on.
Stop. Bakers, hurry up with the technical challenge. We're about halfway through.
And now it's time for the mid-script break.
Ben, I would like to I need to, before anything else happens, I need to lodge a complaint here.
Well, I also
the
have a
fan
complaint,
fiction
Robbie.
script showdown and not the fan fiction monologue showdown, which is clearly what's happened.
Robbie, Robbie, it's not always about you. Okay, sometimes it's about me and the fact that Cricket tried to honor me by letting me be a character, and the character has no line.
Okay,
Exactly.
I just want to say, like, for the record, that Robbie Ratcliffe just complained to me about a piece of writing with too many monologues in it.
Everybody gets a
what
monologue, or no one gets a monologue.
I feel like my problem's being a little bit swept under the
No,
rug.
Ben, let's talk about this.
I don't know about y'all, but I can almost smell those cinnamon buns, and I am getting hungry.
I don't even know where I don't know where I am. I don't know how. Like, Paul has no lines. He's the biggest part of the show.
You just had a bunch of lines, though.
You just had a.
Well, those
Ben,
weren't lines. Those were subs. Those were
part of being an actor is waiting until it's your time and then shining as bright as you possibly can. And I think that you're going to make a wonderful Chetna, and I'm giving you what you wanted, which is a chance to play a character.
All right, look, okay, everybody. Hey, my name is Ben O'Brien. This is Fanfish. If you're just tuning in, we're just halfway through Cricket's script where she's offended both Robbie and I very deeply, but me even more deeply than Robbie in more of a kind of upsetting way. But we're gonna look at the chat. We're gonna check in with chat.
A lot of people are saying Robbie's mic is a little low.
All right.
Ben says Ben needs lines too.
Ben's gonna get lines.
I would feel a lot more comfortable if we had some British people here. Are there British people in the chat?
There usually are.
Can they let us know? Like,
Ben's lines are coming.
Is this real?
This is
Jen,
Is
the
Joe
very
Botnick's
first show, Joe Botnick's British. There's a couple British people.
Great.
In the world.
I just want to say hi.
Hi.
I just want to say hi to y'all, our British friends.
I've been to England twice, so
not you, Ben, our British
say that I have a little bit more experience with this whole thing than cricket.
Okay, but I've been to England more times than that.
Well, I went for longer.
All right, we're going back. We got to go back to the script now. I don't care. Everything's just falling apart and everything sucks. Let's just go back to this.
I think this is a really... Robbie's always telling me that I'm too lowbrow and porny, and I write a really beautiful script about what it feels like to exist within a body, and now all of a sudden everyone's mad.
This is like a straw man argument you're making, I think.
Well, we're at the top of page 5. Paul Hollywood has just said that we're about halfway through the technical challenge.
We're about halfway through the technical challenge.
Mary Berry has just said that we're about halfway through the technical challenge.
Now time is up, and we're through with the technical challenge.
Paul says we're through with the technical challenge.
No, Paul. We're only about halfway through.
Sorry, Mary.
Oh, I have a line. Mary contradicts that we're only halfway through. And then your
Sorry,
line.
Mary.
Paul isn't sorry, old bat, bat, bat.
Now we're through.
The technical challenge is over. Paul wonders how the bakers have done.
Bakers? How have you done? Bakers? Why can't I see you?
Paul glances around. Why can't he see the bakers? This is an outrage. His eyes have failed him. This is the first time his strong, beautiful body hasn't behaved exactly how he would like. He's completely unprepared for the betrayal. This phone call is coming from inside the house.
I'm right here, Paul.
Chetna is right over there. That was really good.
Chetna? Chetna?
Mary is used to her body betraying her, so she is not surprised that she can't see Chetna, but she is surprised when Chetna shimmers back into view. Strange.
I'm right here by the turmeric.
Paul gasps and puts his hand to his eyes. As he takes it away, it is covered in blood.
Chetna, I cannot see you.
This is the first setback that Paul Hollywood has ever experienced. It is devastating. He is stuck inside his own body, and now that body's eyes are covered in blood. The body can't see. Who can he speak to about this problem? Can he fix it? He sobs, and the tears wash the blood away. Oh, good. He can see again. Paul is giddy because he's always heard that people must overcome hardships in life, and now he had one, and done it.
Let's taste that cinnamon bun, Chetna. Like sexual? Sexual?
Not
No.
sexual. No.
Let's taste that cinnamon bun, Chetna.
That was great. Mary wants to taste the bun.
Oh, that's scrummy. Though it's important to remember that the scrumminess comes not just from the scrummy cake, but from the scrummy idea that made you decide to bake a scrummy cake in the first place.
Who's talking?
Slightly off, but I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, thank you.
By how much?
Oh, it's Mary.
So she loses a point for
No.
everyone that she...
Was just... It's just scrumptious or scrummy, but she used the word scrumminess.
Which has the word scrummy in it.
I noticed that.
Things aren't looking good for cricket.
I think that counts.
It's just not to the letter of the rule. It just means we have to go to the judges on that one, and the judges are me.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I gave it to you.
Thank
I gave
you.
it to you.
I appreciate it. I also
But-
got Chetna slowly turning invisible.
Maybe not sitting that well.
Was that it? I couldn't tell if Paul just was something bad was happening.
No,
to his
because Mary
eyes.
didn't see her either, remember? And then she shimmered back into view.
Yeah, they were all shimmer. They all.
Yeah.
You couldn't see anybody.
Okay.
I mean, I'm mad at cricket. Like, 100% of the time. But,
Yeah.
That was definitely in there.
Thank you. That's really sweet.
Well,
okay, from your line, let's just keep going. We're almost there. That's from your line, Robbie. That's lovely, Chetna.
That's lovely, Chetna. You win.
Paul Hollywood hasn't yet taken a bite, but he's in such a good mood from overcoming the adversity of his blood eyes that he names Chetna the winner. He reaches out his famous hand, ready to be thanked for letting her touch it.
Oh, yuck. I'm sorry, yuck. No, thank you. I don't like your hair.
See this, I love you, but that I don't know if I'm ever gonna give you a character again because you
Well,
just...
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't want a character ever
You
again.
didn't.
If this
Could
is
you
how
say
it
that
happens.
line? Could you
Yeah.
say that line again?
I could, or we could just move
Please?
forward.
Please.
You gave Ben like 3 lines and me like no lines. So.
Okay.
No, you
had
got
more
you have
lines.
way more
It's
lines.
not
than
about
me.
line. Okay. So Chetna just said no, yuck, no thank you. I don't like your hand. Paul reaches out his other hand, but no, Chetna is right. It's cold, lifeless. Paul's special hand is now just a regular hand, the kind of hand that people pass by in the street and forget, instead of asking if they can press it between their own, inferior hands. Paul hasn't yet died physically, but this is the moment that he dies spiritually. Lucky for him, it is also the moment that the universe dies. Everyone levitates up. There is a glorious instant of floating suspension, and then a flash of light. Mary Berry is granted her ultimate wish of eternal silence. Stillness. Motion ceases. The atoms that used to be Paul Hollywood are scattered across the cosmos. There are no more cakes, and there are no more ideas of cakes. Ever again.
All right, let's go to the chat.
So there was no action. I didn't have any lines.
There was action.
Like the paragraphs. You gotta have paragraphs in there. It's one of the main rules.
No, that's not in the rules at all. There was a voiceover just like they do on the Great British Bake Off.
Alright,
There's someone
so
like that who's like,
Real
oh, the tarts are in the oven.
Real_acid says the best friends list will be interesting next week, and
Yeah.
I think it will because I gave you what you asked for, which is a chance to play a character.
no, you used what I asked for to manipulate me and
Yeah.
to make me feel bad and to embarrass me.
I
Ben,
didn't.
I gotta tell you about.
I
this
swear
tea
to
when
God,
you get a
no,
chance.
Robbie. Don't,
You know
It's
what?
not,
I would actually love to hear about that tea, Robbie.
No.
What's up
Ben.
with the tea?
You
So this is Korean hangover tea. They
Robbie,
call
I
it
really
men's
don't
health
want you
tea.
to talk
Is that-
about the tea.
They say it's
Would that
made
be a-
from raisins, but it does not taste like raisins. It tastes very earthy and it tastes very refreshing.
Thank
And
you.
it
So would
gives
you
about
wash down
3 or
like a-
4
Somebody in
hours
the
a
chat
bottle.
has said,
Scone
I thought this script
with
was
something like
beautiful.
that?
It,
You'd use
I
that
could
to, like,
tell
wash
it,
down
it
a-
meant a great deal to you.
Let's
Okay,
see.
is this
a
based
buttered
on a
crumpet.
true story from your
Yeah.
life?
Barley tea is also
They
what you
did
wanna
bake
look
something.
for
They
when
baked
you're
cinnamon
going
buns
to
shaped like
San Gabriel.
So let's just take one more comment from the chat. Oh, I see one. Iced Cream says Ben needed more lines, but other than that, I love this. So that's
Yes.
great. Okay,
So
I'm
Ben
glad
needed
you
Thank
guys.
you.
more lines.
I'm-
Robbie
that's
didn't
cool.
have any
I'm
lines.
glad
so
you guys
automatic
had,
disqualification.
I'm
I'm
just
glad you
really
guys- hey.
upset that I tried to do this
All right.
nice thing for you and you didn't
Yeah,
like
Cricket,
it.
it was beautifully written, but you got all the lines.
Oh my God! We have a show update. If my camera goes out and I'm gone for any reason, then I just wanted people to know that Robbie is going to be the host in my
Hell,
stead because
yes.
he's higher up on my best friends list than Cricket. So, and
He's higher?
He's the only one in this chat room that I trust.
How
So-
much did I drop? How much did I do?
Ben, please
It's
don't.
time-
Please don't leave. Like, just.
Gosh.
I just wondered how far I dropped.
It's time for Robbie's script. Yay,
Hey.
Robbie!
Oh.
Hey, I'm
great.
back. I feel fucking great.
More fresh baked
This is gonna be the knockout blow that I've been looking for since last week. Last week was a little bit of a disappointment because Ben decided to let Cricket win.
It's
And-
the voters decide.
Right,
It's democracy.
but we know how it all works. And this is a really special script. It's called British Bake Off: The End of Everything.
Great.
So it has some has Ben. I would like you to read the action and
I would love to.
direction.
So you didn't make a character for Ben?
No, I didn't. But guess what? I gave him a shit ton of lines. So.
You did.
It's
You did.
not
Thank you
about
so
lines.
much, Robbie.
So
Thank you
it
so much.
definitely is.
Bible
If you
has
get
a lot of
script- if
lines
you
in
ever
it,
get
but
if
nobody
you ever
wants
get a
to
script
read it.
or
All right.
side or whatever you,
You
call
know,
it, you're looking
it's
for
not about the
amount
number of
lines.
lines.
So that's a red card, Cricket. So I'm the host.
No,
Oh,
that's
no.
just if Ben leaves.
Okay.
Okay, but I would like to. So I'm going to reprise my role as Paula Hollywood. Jeff, if you would do me the great honor, because you did such a bang up job reading
thank
Mary
you.
Berry, and Cricket, you have really tried my patience this evening, but I really think that you deserve to be one of the best bakers in the Bake Off show, Chetna.
Thank
All
you.
right. Let's go into the script reading room. Darkness. There's a low and quiet drumming. Thump, thump, thump. The drumming gets louder as if coming closer. Thump, thump, thump. The time between each strike quickens. Thump, 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 thump. As the drumming quickens to a frenzy, 100 trilling voices and a long, low horn blow. 100 trilling voices and a long, low horn blow join it. The sound is deafening. The darkness is broken by a flickering of red and white light behind erratically scrolling lines. The cacophony deadens as it is replaced by the short, labored gasps of a woman struggling and an insect-like clicking noise.
Chetna. Chetna.
The patterned lights are replaced with a blurred image shaking. Figures move around recognizably as the image comes into focus in a jarring, staggering way, as if the hand turning the lens is having a seizure.
Chetna. What is it? What are you doing? Chetna. Show us.
The image is cranked violently into focus. Chetna stands in front of Paul and Mary Berry. She looks as if she has just run a marathon in record time. Bet she could. Pouring sweat, gulping air. One hand steadies her on her baking station.
Don't just stand there. Show us.
On the baking station, a large raccoon, gutted and hollowed out, lays on its side. A mason jar is stuffed into the open maw of the animal's bulk. Flies and maggots teem inside of it.
I didn't kill it.
Paul reaches past Chetna and grabs a maggot that has fallen out of the animal corpse.
What's the plan here?
I plan on crushing those into a paste and using it to paint the body white.
It's very unique, Chetna.
You're full of surprises.
Mary,
can we just do a quick go back? That is a painful
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
You're full of surprises.
Mary Berry curls up in pain. Paul and Chetna take a step back, eyeing her. Something is moving around under her clothes. It slithers around her neck and tightens.
Don't come out, Scrummy. Don't come out, Scrumptious. Scrummy. 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 Scrummy.
It's a screen card.
You just said the word 5 times. It's kind of a fragment, not a sentence.
No.
But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to criticize. It's really good so far.
Paul scratches his chin and opens his pastel spring colors jacket, revealing a row of small syringes in a leather sewed-in pocket. He takes one out and swiftly jams it into the back of Mary Berry's neck. She collapses immediately. The slithering thing is sucked back into wherever it was hiding before. The violent action of this causes Mary Berry's unconscious body to shudder horribly.
There you are, girl. Look lively. Now, Chetna, please explain to me how your cinnamon buns are coming along.
Chetna shows Paul the uncooked buns, which are mostly covered in flies. She grabs a spice shaker and shakes it hard over the coils of raw dough. The flies go everywhere. She speaks without looking up at Paul.
It's turmeric. I'm making turmeric rolls instead of cinnamon rolls.
A thin line of blood falls down from Paul's right eye. Nice. It glides down over his cheek. He wipes it with the back of his hand, but smears it all over his lips in the process.
The technical challenge called for cinnamon rolls.
A fly lands on Paul's left eye, which has started to bleed as well. He doesn't show it any attention. Paul doesn't even blink. Mary Berry has started squirming on the ground. Her eyes are wide open and they whirl grotesquely. A thick, sticky white foam falls from her mouth. No one looks at her.
It reminds me. I am reminded. Oh goodness. Look at that. Wonder.
Mary Berry manages to grab her phone from a holster at her hip. She taps on the screen intensely. She is trying to communicate, but only ends up playing a clip of the David S. Pumpkin sketch on loop. In the clip, David Pumpkin smacks the asses of two skeleton dancers over and over. She holds up the phone in her shaking hands. In the struggle to show Paul and Chetna the phone, she has covered the phone in the thick white foam coming from her mouth.
Questions? Any questions? I'm David Pumpkins. I'm sorry. I'm David Pumpkins. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm David Pumpkins. I'm David Pumpkins. I'm scared. I'm falling down. The technical.
Right you are, Mary. Right you are. Chetna is taking a big risk here. The turmeric might overwhelm the flavor. The insides of its insides should be spilling out. The tauntaun, the beast, filthy, dead, filled with flavor. We should want to crawl inside and be warm. We should want to put our hands inside and move around.
But I haven't shown you everything.
It's about halfway over.
And then now it's time for the mid-script break.
Killing it.
So far, I've had just about as many lines as Ben had last time, but I wouldn't complain about that because.
So what happened was when you were talking so much, I was basically rewriting the script to give Ben a shit ton of lines. And
thanks, Robbie.
That's
lines from your because not only am I that determined to win tonight, but I'm also that determined to take revenge whenever I can, and I can split my brain in two, and that is what happened.
I just don't understand. I don't understand what happened because I understand it didn't land well, but I really was trying to do something nice for you, Ben, and it really upsets me to think that I hurt you instead of.
Someone's in the chat saying, Robbie, why did you decide to make this script both so yucky and so pornographic? And I think that when you say the word pornographic, I immediately think about Cricket's porno. And so I dismissed that comment in the chat.
I just want to say though that same poster, Mossy Lump, said, I guess Robbie said this is a gross script, but then they all said, I guess Robbie did do some research this week, which I think is kind of a positive thing.
I agree. It's looking good. It's looking good.
But then that same poster, Mossy Lump just said, I believe in you, Cricket. No, just I believe in you.
I mean, that's like
neither here nor there.
That's like one of those
Robbie's
B plots from last week.
You know what's
unsaid.
So funny is that I noticed this. You see turmeric spelled with 2 R's, and you see it spelled with 1 R, and each of you did it one of the ways in your scripts. I just love that.
You should have the 2 R's, but it's okay, Robbie. It's fine. Everyone's
I guess
great.
That's Ben's call.
How is?
I just feel like we didn't get to discuss any of the themes in my script.
Well, that's okay. Ben, let's get back into the script. Tell us what you think has happened so far, so we can just get.
Let's do it. Let's go back to the script reading room. I'm having a great time.
I'm having a great time. I love you, Ben.
I love you. I love you too.
I love you, Robbie.
Having a nice time,
Thanks,
and
buddy.
I feel very sorry.
Everyone's doing a great job, including
podcast.
Cricket, who is going to get crushed.
Okay, what's happening so far, if you're just tuning in, we're in Robbie's script. We're halfway through, and Mary Berry had a snake come out of her neck, and Paul Hollywood stabbed it with a syringe.
It's not a snake.
Okay, and here we go. Paul and Chetna are standing over Mary Berry. She is still writhing and foaming, and I think it's supposed to be writhing. She is still writhing and foaming.
It says writing, though.
It does say writing.
She's still writing.
Well, she's still writing. That's like a cool B plot that is plot was a rule from last week. Exactly. So I get those points.
If you're
you can't get points from last week.
Sounds like Robbie should still be writing.
Sorry. If you're just tuning in, we just found out that Mary Berry's on the ground writing. So she's still writing and foaming and showing off the looping David Pumpkins video on her phone. The foam is changing. We can see little writhing hairs. You got it right there.
Yeah.
We can see little writhing hairs in it as it hardens.
I don't like that.
The technical challenge, the showstopper. I'm David. I'm Pumpkins. I'm David. I'm Pumpkins. Questions, questions, questions?
Sometimes it's my turn, but today it's her turn. Look how beautiful she is. She'd cut me into bits and eat me raw if she could, but she gets so sick. Sometimes I get sick.
Who is David Pumpkins?
She just wants attention. It's her cousin, you see, David, her cousin. I also have a cousin named David. Wonderful voice. Dead now. Very sad.
I don't believe you.
You shouldn't believe me or anyone or anything. This place is a terrible place. Filled with dead bodies and rot fiends like us. You didn't use cinnamon and that was your will, but I hope you are willing to accept the consequences. It's like the story of the path in the forest. The rule is to stay on the path.
Where is this place?
When one strays from the path in the forest, similar to that, the path is dry, the woods are wet, dripping, things live in the water, small at first, like fingernail clippings, but they burrow and grow and grow. They get into your blood and your bones, and they drag you about as they grow and grow. It happened to Mary Berry and me, like it happened to Mel and Sue. A shot in the back of the neck slows it down, but it never really slows down.
Cut to a shot of Mel and Sue, who are the hosts of the show, floating dead in a swimming pool. Their bodies are surrounded by outlines of white foam similar to that coming out of Mary Berry's mouth, but thicker and fibrous like cotton. Slithering things move under their clothes and through the foam.
Things get so big and all they want is water again, so they get you to bring them to the water and lay down in it. Just like Mel and Sue. Isn't it just so like them to do these things together? Never stray from the past, stay dry, never go into the woods. Me and the old girl aren't far behind.
I'm sorry, but I need to get back to painting the body. It's almost time.
Chetna shows Paul her arm. Her skin is slowly becoming transparent, and we can see her veins, fat, and muscles below.
Yes, of course. There is a time limit on everything, isn't there? Life, existence, form. What a strange, sad place. I don't remember how I came here. I just opened my eyes, and here I was.
I'm not dreaming. I can't be. I'm in so much pain. I didn't kill it. I just need to paint its body and make it look like what you asked.
Chetna holds up a glossy film still of the scene in The Empire Strikes Back where Han Solo stuffs Luke Skywalker into a dead tauntaun.
You gave me nothing. I scrounged and dug and smelled the air until I found everything I needed. It's all buried all around us. All we do is dig it up.
When I was a boy, I went to a church and I fed the poor. I understood that to be a heavenly thing to do. Now I feed something else against my will. It's eating me alive. It's in my mind.
The transparency of Chetna's skin has spread over an entire half of her body. We can see her exposed neck muscles and jaw. We can see her eye socket.
I don't feel sorry for you.
Mary has one sharp convulsion and regains a look of cognition once again.
Flavors. Wonderful flavors. And just the right hint of something earthy. Something old. Paul?
Yes, Mary?
Let's not put it off any longer. The bake is... it's nearly raw on the inside. Please, Paul, it's unbearable.
Pushy old bitch. But you're right after all. Goodbye, Chetna. Remember everything I said.
Paul extends his hand to Chetna. It's covered in hardening white slime mixed in with a little bit of blood. Chetna refuses to shake it. Paul smiles but is racked by sudden pain and curls over, almost collapsing on Mary Berry. When he looks back up, we can see that his mouth also drips with white foam.
Oh, yes. Here we go, dearie.
Paul picks up Mary Berry in his arms. Something inside of her squeals with discomfort, but she looks pleased.
Are we going back to the forest, Paul?
We won't make it that far, dearie. We're going for a swim.
What fun. I'm so sorry, Chetna. Someone always has to go home.
Chetna watches Paul and Mary enter the pool. Paul holds Mary in the water for a few minutes and smiles.
Now?
Now.
Paul turns her over and holds her under the water. The thing inside of her goes berserk. Foam erupts out of Mary Berry's ears, eyes, mouth from under her dress. She is completely engulfed as the foam coming from her connects with the foam that had come from Ellen's suit. Paul opens his mouth as wide as he can. Mary's foam crawls up him and into his mouth. Within moments, he is also encased. The pool fills up with the white, cottony muck until nothing is visible except the thing slithering in the foam. Chetna is almost completely transparent now. Her clothes are gone. The transparency is now showing her bones. We can see right through her in some parts.
There's no one left. I am everyone.
Chetna floats slowly into the air as she fades into nothingness, and since she is now everyone...
That's the green card. That's the final green card. That's the
no,
big,
you
big ding.
Missed one. You missed
What?
one, Robbie.
No,
you
I
missed
didn't.
one,
Oh,
which
that's
was that you're the idea of Melon Sue floating in a pool is supposed to be mentioned as if it's humorous.
Yeah, because Paul started laughing.
Yeah, but that's just because he's crazy.
He
It's
thought
on the line. It's on the line.
Okay,
I think
you're
you
gonna-
should give it to him.
you're
My
gonna get-
script was
Cricket
so
messed up the
beautiful.
scrummy
You're gonna
stuff.
get the
So,
first ever red and green card at the same time.
Christmas.
That's fucking awesome.
It's a Christmas for Robbie.
That is
A Christmas pudding.
I want to say that that was awesome. My script rules. Cricket, you did a bang up job with Chetna. I think that you transcended the lines on the page, and
Thank you.
you deserve everything that comes to you, even though I feel like you deserve to lose.
Robbie,
Thank you.
how do you feel about
really
people?
good as Chetna.
Mossy
you.
Lump, who has had a contentious relationship with everybody this show, wants to know, doesn't like the bad word that you used. I'm assuming
Which one?
the part where Paul calls Mary a pushy bitch.
Oh yeah, I didn't like using that word.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I don't like that word. I don't use it, and but I do think that sometimes in the moment of when you need the drama to be as high as possible, you need to kind of shock the system a little bit, and that's what that word was to me. It's not a weapon that I use often, and it's not a weapon that I use lightly, but it is a weapon that can be put into use when the time calls for it. It's sort of like the cell phone thing in the Dark Knight, you know, where he tracks down the Joker by using everyone's cell signals, and they use it just once, and then they blow, and then Morgan Freeman, he blows it up. So
You're comparing that to the word bitch.
I honestly stopped listening. So
Yeah,
okay,
so that
let's
makes a lot of
I think Robbie
sense.
wrote
Let's-
a really beautiful script, but I think we have to be careful about the language that we use. to
Sure, yeah.
describe.
I also want to say it's time for the polls to open. Oops, I'm sorry, we're done with Robbie. Now, guess what?
Time for the
I
polls.
hope
It's
people
time to
vote for
vote.
me.
So there it is.
Can I say my script was about two different kinds of existential
quiet.
angst:
Shh, Cricket, stop.
bodily
Vote.
angst of getting older, and then just
Stop
sort of
it.
mental angst.
Cricket, you failed and you did a bad job. So vote now at tinyurl.com/fanficsd. That's tinyurl.com/fanficsd, and vote for whichever one you like, whichever one you thought had the best use of everybody involved. So go ahead and vote. Now, while we're voting, the next sacred ceremony that it's time for the costume contest.
Time for the costume contest.
And Jeff, you're the judge.
Oh,
One of my favorite parts of the show
I'm
is announcing the costume.
I don't know why you guys all of a sudden are thinking that you get to be the host. Tell Jeff what he gets to do. That's what I do. Then I go, Jeff, Jeff, guess what? You get to judge the costume contest.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben.
No problem. Okay.
I'm on.
So let's bring out the first costume person.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's pretty-
Baked Alaska.
Yeah, this is when Ian threw his
Yeah.
baked Alaska into the bin.
Yeah.
And I think this is an excellent reference to a famous moment in the show.
And you know this kid
it
is
took me a
English
second,
because
but
he's
now
got the
that it
tea
clicks,
kettle on.
And
Okay.
I really like that.
And it's one of the best season, I think, with the Mary Berry, anyway, great job, Joe Botnick. Let's move on to the next one. Oh wow, okay, Joe Botnick again.
Using the bags. He's got Joe Botnick's got the bag game down.
He's referencing the classic handshake.
Yeah, and I think he really kind of captures the overall vibe of Paul Hollywood here.
Agreed.
Yeah, sort of like, great job again.
All right, next. Oh, very cool, very cool. I would say yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
I think it's cosplay.
That's definitely a dig.
Great that something was actually baked. Like to see.
Very meta.
Yeah.
Like
all right.
that.
Is that all the that's all of them?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Stephen Colbert.
So
I think it was. I think he's the only one who's allowed to wear a shirt.
It wasn't
like that.
It wasn't the Stephen Colbert. It was just a Stephen. Hey Jeff, who won?
I did really like the actual baking, and I'm tempted to do that, but I was really transported by that first Joe Botnick costume back to that episode.
The Baked Alaska.
The Baked Alaska in the bin. Yeah, that's the winner.
Absolutely fantastic. Way to go, Joe Botnick. I believe is your third time winning the costume contest.
Yeah, everybody's got to get.
Remember, look at
get in
chat. Listen up. Next week, we're doing Sesame Street. So send your homemade costumes to fanficshowdown@gmail.com. You got to get it in before next week. Do whatever. Just put something on your head. Draw a picture on your face. That's a costume. Just send us something so you can win.
Ben, did you ever get one of those baked Alaskas when you lived in New Orleans at Antoine's?
No. Okay, so the polls are still open. tinyurl.com/fanficsd. And guess what, Jeff? Do you know what it's time for?
I honestly don't.
Oh shit! This is the part where I announced the surprise quiz.
No, I announced.
Ben's still here. He's the host, Robbie.
No,
You've already moved up beyond me in the best friends list. I think that would be enough for you. A true best friend would think that
honestly,
was enough.
You're both tied for third right now. I didn't want to say anything until the end of the show, but you're both tied for third. So it's just a lot is hanging on this. I'm stressed out.
Who was number 4?
I don't want it to. Doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about it. So Jeff, it's time for the surprise quiz. So I'm going to show you a picture. You have to tell me like what it is. Okay.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Here we go.
All right.
What's this?
That is I can't tell. We're looking down at some type of dessert. Is that? It's not a creme brulee.
It's a tart.
No. Wait, Robbie, what the fuck, man?
Robbie, yeah, what the fuck?
I thought this was a surprise quiz.
It's
a surprise quiz for Jeff. You know that this is the 6th episode. We've been doing this every episode. You know what the fuck? Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Jeff. What's up?
It's a goddamn tart.
It's a tart.
A bunch of tarts. Lemon tart.
Robbie ruined it. So that one doesn't count. So now you just have 2 chances. So I forgot to say, if you don't pass this quiz, you're banished from the show. Okay.
Do I get points for ruining things?
Yes, but they're negative points.
I get points? Did I just lose points because of Robbie?
No,
yes,
you don't.
You lost an opportunity for points, but you didn't lose points.
That's bullshit.
Robbie gained negative points. Okay,
I don't know if I even want to be back on the show. If this
what is this?
I don't know. I'm diabetic, and I'm mad now. It's got oranges in it, and it's like an orange sponge cake. No, it's an orange mold.
Wrong. This is a pudding. It's very British.
I am diabetic.
Okay, what's this?
And I have celiac disease.
Yeah, and for somehow you can ever stop
doing?
talking about it. All right, so what's this, Jeff?
What disease do you have?
I believe those would be referred to as biscuits.
Ding, ding, ding! You got it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you only got half right, so that's only 50%, which is an F.
Thanks,
sorry.
Robbie. Thanks.
Sorry, Jeff.
Thanks for my first F ever.
Everybody, this was Geoff Graham. He was one of our best guests of all time. Go to Spotify, search Geoff Graham, check out his album. Jeff, that's it for you. Please cover up your mic and don't say anything.
I'm going to go check out that album right after the show because Jeff's my friend.
All right, it's time to look at the results.
I just want to say, can I apologize to you? Like, I kind of hope I lose because I just feel really bad that I made you feel bad, my friend.
I can't find the. How do I find the? I'm trying to find the results.
There's more than one way to get to. There's more than one way to get to Santa Fe, as they used to say.
Do you want me to log in and announce the results?
You can drive.
I had it up on my phone, but it's not the right thing.
You can take the rail runner.
Can you find it?
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Or you can take one of those little planes.
You got to go to your drive. And then
I'm going to my drive.
The right account. Is it shared with you? I mean, I don't.
It is shared with me.
On the west, I think there's a west side, a road to the west of the interstate.
Oh my God!
Wait, no, Cricket, don't. You're lying.
No, I'm not. I'm not allowed to screen share. I get in trouble, but I won.
You won?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I won with get the 69% of the script. Of the votes. So I guess they liked my script last week too. Because there's 69 against a thing you do with sex.
Oh. Oh well, congratulations, Cricket. I'm just gonna double check myself.
I wouldn't.
It's true. Cricket won. I just had to be certain. Cricket has won. What? Way to go, Cricket.
It was a dark week. I just want to say I'm really proud to be the first person ever to go first and win the fan fiction showdown.
I don't even remember what was happening because I didn't have any lines, so
I will give you.
Didn't have lines.
I'll give you guys lines next week.
I want to say that you guys were tied for my best friend, number 3, and actually because Robbie ruined the quiz and Cricket ruined my time reading her script, you guys are still tied. So congratulations on that, and thank you guys so much for coming to the show that I came up with and being the contestants on my show. And and thanks again, Geoff, who's forever banished. And see you guys
Geoff.
next Monday when we do Sesame Street.
See you next Monday.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
The winner gets two wins. The winner gets 2 wins next week.
Just one. No. Just one.
We're all worthy of love.
We're all worthy of love. Sorry, I used the B word.
So, Cricket, tell me more about your the books that you're reading.
I have a couple different books that I've been reading.
What the hell are you guys doing?
Oh, cool.